So back in the olden times of email, everyone opened their emails. It was the best thing since sliced bread, and open rates were around 90%. And then one day you had Nigerian princes coming along, you had people offering their inheritance of $1 million, you had all these sort of spammy, phishing and scam emails that were fooling people into clicking dodgy stuff. And then you also had the introduction of the spam inbox. And also, not just that, you had a load of marketers who came along and said,
hey, I know, let's spam everyone's inbox with all our sales and products and make more money off people.
And eventually this led to tons of emails going straight to the junk inbox. So basically, open rates dropped significantly. And today, cold email is harder than ever. But there's a solution. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to set up GSuite and optimize it to boost your deliverability, increase your open rates, and most importantly, get better results with cold email. So with that, let's jump in.
All right, so the first thing I recommend when it comes to setting up a GSuite account is to go via namecheap.com. And this is going to make your life much easier because then you can buy the domain from namecheap.com and you can easily set up a GSuite account on there too. Plus, if you ever need to cancel the subscription, which you're paying for when it comes to GSuite, then that's going to be much easier via Namecheap, and I'll explain why later. But essentially, I would definitely recommend using namecheap.com versus going via GSuite directly. And next is buying the domain name that you're going to send emails from. So, you know, for example, it could be Julian at whatever URL.com you want to buy. So you can easily do that by going to domains, domain name search, and then you can just search whatever sort of email address you're looking for. Actually, to improve deliverability, I would recommend buying a URL that is different from your website's URL. And the reason is if you use a separate URL for outreach, it's going to protect your main domain's deliverability. So for example, if you're using example.com as your website, you would use a different URL for outreach to protect its deliverability and protect yourself from hurting your sender reputation. So if you have example.com, you could use example.io or example.info or whatever URL you want to use. And when you do this, you're essentially protecting yourself from hurting your sender reputation. Because if you send a lot of cold email from one particular URL, it can damage your sender reputation, it can make you look very spammy. And if you're going to be sending newsletters or whatever in the future with your main URL, like example.com, then you don't want to be sending cold email from the same address. Just to save you time, I'm not going to run through the whole process of buying a domain, but once you've done this, and it's super easy to do, go to gsuite.namecheap.com/subscription. And from here, you can purchase your GSuite account. So it's really easy to set up, and you can manage all your accounts from here. You can cancel them whenever you need to. And what you're going to do is click on Add New. Then you're going to click on Use an existing domain to use the URL you've just bought. And from here, just select the URL you want to set up your GSuite for. So for me, it's going to be this one. I only want one user, but you can have as many users as you want if you have multiple people that you want to set up email addresses for. And to be honest, if you're just using this for cold email outreach, I'd say the basic package is enough. You could use business or you could pay annually. Personally, I just prefer to pay monthly, and then I can cancel whenever I want. And, you know, it's only $6 up front. So, you know, you can test it, see if it works. And if you don't like it, you can switch to something else. So click continue and then click confirm purchase. Now, you'll notice it's $6 to pay for your GSuite account. Now, I would say that's 100% worth it, because if you use Gmail, for example, which is a free way of sending cold emails, you will get blocked so quickly. Google does not like you sending cold emails from a Gmail account. Instead, they prefer you to use GSuite. So this is far better for cold email outreach, and that's why I recommend it. And for $6, you know, hopefully if you're using this for link building or for cold email or for sales or whatever you're using your cold email for, then it's going to pay off in the long run anyway. And that's why I recommend the small investment of $6. So click confirm payment, and then you're going to set up your GSuite account information. So if you have a company, just insert that here. So I insert my company details, name of the actual user. So let's just make up an alias here, and the email address. And this is a backup email address in case Google cannot validate your GSuite account, which we'll come to later. So, you know, bang in your email address here, and then you're ready to get set up. Now it's time to create the GSuite account. So you want to put whatever name or whatever email address for this person. So for me, for example, let's use Charlotte right here. Let's bang in the password. What I usually do is just use a suggested strong password that you can save later and copy that for later. And then, yeah, you can set up the email like me at or Charlotte at or whatever name or, alias you want to use. Then click create. And then click go to your inbox. Use the email address you've just set up. Bang in the password. Hopefully you always make a note of that. Next. And from here, you're going to start signing up for your GSuite account. So, accept the terms. Of course, read them if you're worried about what it includes. And then you've got the terms of service. Click accept once you're ready. And now it's time to start verifying the GSuite account. So basically, you have to match the code on GSuite to the code on Namecheap so that you can verify you actually own the URL, if that makes sense. So once this loads, you're going to click next and basically verify you own the domain. So basically, click on begin verification. And from here, you can see that it matches the verification method with the hosting service I use. So like I said before, I'd use Namecheap for setting up your G Suite account. It's far easier. It's going to take you less time. And they have a wizard for setting up the G Suite account in the first place. So it makes life a little bit easier. Make things a bit quicker for you. What you want to do is open up a new tab, keep G Suite open, and use this URL, right? And basically you're going to replace URL here with the domain you're trying to set up. So this section, outreach-content.xyz, is going to be pasted into the URL section like this, right? So you will replace this. If your website is example.com, you'd use example.com here. Hit enter, and that's going to send you straight over to Namecheap. And basically, you're going to paste this as a new DNS record. So to set up the DNS record, scroll down, click add new record, go to text record, put the host as @ and then in the value, you're going to copy this value right here. So we'll paste that in like this, and then we'll click Save Changes. And then once you're done, hop back on over to G Suite, click Verify over here, and hopefully if you've done this properly, you'll get a nice little congratulations message here. And then click Continue. Now that's the very basics, and that's where most people stop when it comes to creating a G Suite account. But actually, there are more ways to ensure that your cold email is optimized for deliverability. And this can be the difference between someone seeing your account and someone completely missing out on your emails simply because you went straight to the spam folder. So there are certain ways to encrypt your cold email so that you get a higher deliverability rate. And that's what we're going to come on to now. So keep watching because this is so crucial, and it's the difference between landing in the inbox and not getting your emails right at all. So I've included this SOP right here, as you can see, and you've still got Namecheap open here, hopefully. So what you're going to do is set up an SPF record, right? So you click add new record, go to text record, type in @ as a host, and then in the value section, you can use a piece of code like this. So you copy that and you bang it in there, just like that. Easy enough. Actually goes deeper when it comes to encrypting your cold email. So what I want you to do is go back to your admin panel on G Suite, and you're going to type in DKIM in this section here. Click Authenticate Email. And this is basically another way of verifying that you're a trusted sender and improving your deliverability rate. So once this loads, what you're going to do is start setting this up. So you click on Authenticate Email down here, and essentially you're going to click on Generate New Record, right? So you can use 204A, select Google, click Generate, and this is going to generate a DKIM record for you. Now, you might have to wait 24 hours to set this up because sometimes it takes 24 hours to propagate. So I'm going to show you an example of what a DKIM record setup already looks like. A successful DKIM record is going to look something like this. So you can see it's authenticating there, and on Namecheap, the DKIM record will look something like this. So you're going to use Google_domain key for your host, and then the code that it gives you here for the text value. Automatic here, and that's pretty much it. Now, like I say, it takes about 24 hours to propagate that. So set it up, then come back in 24 hours and you're ready to go. Now, another little cheeky hack when you're sending cold email, especially if you're going to be using email software like Mailshake or like SendGrid or anything like that, you can set up a custom tracking domain, which is basically where you add a CNAME record, right? So if you're using Lemlist, for example, which is a very popular email software, then you want to use this value, right? So you go over to your Namecheap account, you click add CNAME record. In the host, you type in track, and then in the target, you type in custom.lemlist.com, and then you click Save Changes. Now, this is really important to add because it will help you improve your deliverability. It's 100% worth it, and you're going to use this in a second, so that's why I recommend using this right now. Now, something else that I'd recommend is setting up a picture. So you can see like the picture here for this Charlotte Wright lady is blank. So you want to go to users, click on the name of the person you want to change, and then edit the picture here. So you can see the photo or camera icon pops up. Click on that, upload the photo that you want to add, and from there you'll have a picture for Charlotte or whoever you're setting up for your email campaign. And that basically just pops up when you send an email on Gmail. People are going to see the picture. It looks a bit more personable. It looks like a real person, and therefore you're more likely to build trust when you send cold emails. So it's another cheeky little deliverability hack. Okay, so you've set up your GSuite account, you've added SPF, you've added DKIM, and you've added a cheeky picture too. And basically, at the minute, you have no sending reputation. Literally, you've never sent an email before, you've got a brand new URL, and Google, or any sort of email filter will not know if what you're sending is useful or relevant or spam or something. It should send straight to the junk inbox. So you kind of have to build up a reputation. And if you want to do that, I would recommend using lemlist.com. And this is so powerful in two ways, right? First of all, for cold email, you can add a custom tracking domain here so that you improve your deliverability. You can also automate all your email campaigns with lemlist.com. You get a free trial when you sign up. It's about 14 days. And additionally, this has a warm-up feature, which I'm about to show you, so keep watching. So here's an account that I've set up previously, and it's been running on Lemlist for a while now. And basically what you can do is set up your custom tracking domain here. So as we were talking about before, for this, you would type in track, dot, and then the URL you've set up. So for example, this is my-blog network, but whatever your URL is, simply insert it in here after track and dot. And that becomes your tracking custom domain. Now, if you want to learn more about that, you can click on the FAQ inside Lemlist, but essentially, you're going to use your own domain to track email opens and link clicks for better deliverability. So if you want to improve your open rates, if you want to get better conversion rates with cold email, then definitely set up a tracking custom domain before you start sending out any email campaigns. Now, as I was talking about before, you have no sender reputation. No one knows if what you're about to send is trusted, if it's relevant, if it should just go straight to the junk inbox. But basically, there are ways of warming up your account so that you build up trust. And email spam filters see you as more authoritative, right? So on Lemlist, and this is a free feature, you can click on Settings, then Email Warmup, and you can add your email account information here. You can set up the number of warm-ups that you want to send per day. And this is kind of like a private email list. So between you and other users of Lemlist, you'll send emails automatically between each other to warm up your account gradually so that you can build up a more trusted sending reputation. And it's a very powerful tool. It saves you a lot of time. I mean, you could do this privately with your own network of email addresses, but if you did that, it's quite time consuming. It requires a lot of energy and admin. So if you don't have the time or the resources, simply use Lemlist's email warm-up feature. And I actually haven't used it on this email account, but you'll get loads of statistics in terms of how many emails you've sent over the last 14 days, where they land, where the replies are coming from. So it's a pretty useful feature that will improve your deliverability. So if you enjoyed this video, please smash a like on it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because my videos will help you boost your open rates, increase your deliverability with cold email, and most importantly, get you better results.